guys, Stephanie here from All Things Social. Welcome back to the A to Z of social media. Today's letter is P. P stands for Pinterest. Now, Pinterest is one of my favourite social media platforms, and I think it's really underrated when it comes to small businesses. One of the big things that I covered back in D, on deciding on your platforms, is that it's brilliant for driving traffic to your website because it is in fact a search engine. It's not really a social media platform. You don't really go on there to make friends. You basically go on Pinterest to find something that you're looking for. What that means for you is that people go to Pinterest looking for something specific. For example, people might go to Pinterest to search for dark blue photo frame or black long dress, or they're going to search for things that they don't know how to do, like how to plan a blog post or how to create a Pinterest strategy, which means that all you need to do is make sure that your product, service or post is in front of their eyes when they do that search. So today's video, as we've done with Facebook and Instagram already in this series, is 5 simple tips to improve your Pinterest profile. Number 1 is to optimize your profile. It needs to be very, very clear what you do, and you need to be using a lot of keywords in the name and in your description bio that will draw people to your profile. Pinterest is the one platform where it doesn't really matter how many followers you have, because people will find you through search and click through to your site without really paying much attention to your profile. But the more keywords that are in your profile setup, the easier it will be for them to find your content. Tip number 2 is to optimize your boards. A lot of people like to get really creative with their boards and call their travel board Wanderlust or Places I Want to Go or something like that, but people aren't searching that on Pinterest. If you have a board all about places to eat in London, then that is what your board should be called. If you have a board on geometric print cushions, then you should probably call it geometric print cushions. Step number 3 is optimize your pins. So we've optimized the profile and we've optimized the board, and now you need to optimize each pin on the boards. It's really important to remember that it's the pins that people will find when they're searching on Pinterest first, mainly. You need to make sure that in the description of your pin is exactly what it is linking to. So if it is a product, be an item of clothing or a piece of homeware, whatever it is that you sell, or if it's a blog post on how to write a blog post or how to write a Pinterest strategy, then you need to make sure that those keywords are in the description along with something very clear that says where it's from. Tip number 4 is to get active on the platform. That means I need you to pin a lot, and by a lot I'm talking 5 to 10 pins a day minimum. And before you get really overwhelmed by that, you can use a scheduling tool. My favorite is Tailwind, and if you want more information about that, either Google Tailwind or ask me below and I'll help you out. Now, if you're going to pin 5 to 10 times a day, this doesn't mean it all needs to be your own content. What you also need to be pinning is stuff that your ideal follower will be looking for, so that you can grab their attention and they can interact more with your content around what you do as a business. Now, why so often? It's just because the more content that you have on Pinterest, the more likely your pins are going to appear at the top of a search when people are searching for specific things. And if you're pinning things around the wider interests of your ideal follower, they are more likely to stumble across your content in various searches that they are doing. And my 5th and final tip is to actually pay attention to what you're doing outside of Pinterest to get people to pin your stuff. So everything on your website needs to be pinnable. So you can either have a pinnable image or just a pinnable button that when they hover over it says pin this, so that people know to save your content and your products and services on their own Pinterest boards, which will drive traffic for you without you doing very much, so that they can use your stuff as their inspiration. If you've got good products and you've got good services and you've got good content and people aren't seeing it, All you really need to do is make sure that you can get it in front of their eyes, and the best way to do that is to pin it on an optimized profile. Pinterest is also working on various other things for local businesses. So it used to be very much a global thing, and it was quite difficult to narrow down into location and local areas, but they are working more with that now. They are also improving their ad product a lot, but it will still be very easy to have great organic results without paying for ads if you just follow this simple strategy that I just gave you. For those of you that have a retail site, they've also just expanded their shopping category. So now there'll be a shopping area on Pinterest for people to shop your product, kind of like Instagram. So as you can see, there's a lot happening on Pinterest, and it's worth getting in there now. So if you do have any questions about this or any other tips that I have said in this video, then please do ask me down below or over in my Facebook group, All Things Social, and I will see you next week with Q.